How's it going, man?
Good, man.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, like I told you, man, I'm a huge fan of yours. Love you on the show, and it was cool that I was able to get you to reach back out and agree to come on tonight.
Yeah, definitely, no problem.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't have shit else to do but watch The Voice. So,
Who you rooting for?
Kenzie Wheeler.
Okay, all right,
Yeah,
not bad, not bad. She could win, could
yeah,
win.
he, yeah,
He's
he,
got a good
yeah,
voice.
yeah, he does.
He's got
Yeah,
that authentic country.
I was very impressed. Like one of the first times I heard him, I was like, oh shit.
Right.
So,
Doesn't look like the voice that would come out of him.
no, it doesn't.
Although he's got the cool mullet, though.
Yeah, I love that. That's my favorite part.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
You drinking tonight?
Oh, of course.
Natty?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I figured I'd get some beer out too since I was
Yeah.
talking to you tonight. I got some sour beer though. I almost went and got some Natty, but I was like I got
Yeah.
a couple beers at the house I can drink. So
Yeah. I always keep beer loaded here. So.
yeah. Cool, man. So yeah, basically what I do is I just talk to people,
Mm-hmm.
get to know them a little more, their upbringing and shit like that, and then get into like their careers and stuff like that.
Yeah, definitely, man.
So you're originally from South Carolina, correct?
Yep, born and raised South Carolina.
All right. What was your upbringing like? How big is the town you're from?
Um, I say we had 235 in my graduating class. Um, so I want to say maybe 800, um, 800, 900 people maybe. Nothing, no more than 1,000. I know.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah, I live in Michigan now, but
Hmm.
I'm originally from Tennessee, and
Oh, okay.
I come from a super small high school too. We have two hallways in
Oh
my
shit.
high
Yeah, we
school.
were. Ours is bigger than that. We were um considered 2A when I was playing sports and stuff
Hmm.
like that we were always 2A.
Okay. Yeah.
Now I think they're 3A.
Oh,
So
really?
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure what my high school is now, but yeah, man, we had two hallways. We had barely over 1,000 kids in the
Oh
school,
shit.
and yeah, super small school. Yeah, I'm from
Mhm.
this Pigeon Forge, Gatlinburg area.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I love vacationing there, man. I love going up there and having a good time. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I miss it. I miss the mountains.
Yeah, I have some friends that live up there.
Oh, do
Um,
you?
and
Nice.
then there's some people that some of my regulars at the bar that I work at here in South Carolina, they have a cabin up there. So
Okay.
they'll let us rent it out every now and then and stuff like that. So it's fun. I like going up there a lot.
Yeah, it's fun. I miss it down there. Good times. A lot of cabin parties when I was younger up through there.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely.
Right. But yeah, me and my family were actually just down in South Carolina. We were at Myrtle Beach.
Oh, okay,
Um,
yeah.
'Cause I
That's yeah, I'm all the way in the uh tip top corner up here by Clemson.
Okay,
Yeah, I'm like 5 minutes from Clemson University.
got you.
I
Did
live
you
in
go to
I live
school
in
there?
I did until I dropped out to do the show.
Okay,
So I didn't finish.
right. Yeah, and I noticed like following you on social media, you're a big Clemson fan. So,
Oh yeah. Hmm.
how do you feel about Lawrence going to Jacksonville?
I hope it works out for him. I hope it works out great. I was hoping that Atlanta would trade up to try to get uh Trevor Lawrence and then probably Julio would want to stay, but
No,
it is what it is. So
right. Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, because Lawrence was one of my. I'm not a big Clemson fan, but I liked
hmm.
watching Lawrence play.
Yeah.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, I'm a huge college football, college basketball, college baseball. I try to go to all the home games, all the Clemson home games for football, and I try to make it to at least 5 or 6 basketball games. And um, just the way the filming schedule was worked out this year, I wasn't able to make it to a lot of baseball games. So,
Gotcha.
but yeah, I'm a big sports guy.
Yeah, so am I. So is it mostly just Clemson for college for you?
Oh yeah, yeah,
Okay. See, growing up in Michigan and Tennessee, I follow the Vols, and then I also do
yeah,
Michigan. I was
yeah.
raised
We
I was raised in a Michigan household.
okay. Well, We don't really have a sports like a professional team here. I mean, the closest one is probably either Atlanta or Charlotte,
Charlotte, right?
the
Yeah.
Panthers. Yeah. So, but I think most people here are in this area where I'm at. Most people are Falcon fans. I would assume, I guess.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm a Titans fan, obviously, being from
yeah,
Tennessee, and unfortunately, I'm also a Lions fan. So,
yeah, they've had a rough few years.
right.
um, But now that trade with Stafford, they traded Stafford away and got Goff in that deal.
Mhm.
Hopefully that'll work out for them.
Right. I'm kind
So
of excited for it. I know a lot of people in Michigan have mixed feelings about Stafford. My opinion of him, he was good. He had the one good year for us. He got paid all that money, and then he like did nothing for us. And
yeah,
he's a walking injury report.
he's a great guy though. He's a super nice,
He
like,
is. I
you
mean,
know,
he did a lot for Michigan and the
yeah,
state and everything like that, but he gets hurt too much, and
yeah,
I think it was time to get a quarterback.
yeah.
So hopefully we can rebuild around them. But yeah. So man, tell me about your younger life.
Well, like I said, growing up, I loved, fishing. I loved hunting. Just having a good time, hanging out with my friends. And I played sports. I played football, basketball, ran track. Um, we would always go to Clemson home games and stuff like that. Vacations, we travel a good bit. So I mean, both my parents worked factory jobs all their life, but they made the most of it, and they provided the best and the most loving, household that they could for us. So
Mhm.
I appreciate that and love them to death, and I still hang out with them all the time. So,
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, seeing your parents on the show, they're they seem like really fun-loving people. Shoot, I think I lost you. Back?
yeah, I'm back now.
All right.
There
I
we go.
lost you for a second.
Sorry,
Oh, you're good.
but but yes, man, I had a great childhood. I had a great childhood. I was very fortunate enough that a lot of my friends growing up, they come from split households, where their parents were divorced. Mine were not. Mine are still married and still together. So I'm blessed to have that. So
Right. Yeah. Watching the show and seeing your parents on it, man, they seem like really nice and like down to earth, real
yeah,
humble,
they are.
humble
Yeah,
people.
they're a lot of fun too.
Yeah. But I mean that also
Mm-hmm.
like being from the South and growing up in the South, a lot of people are like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
You don't you don't really get that like in Michigan where I'm at. Like it
Oh no, no, no,
every
no.
every once in like I'm not saying all people from Michigan cuz like you do
Yeah.
run into some nice people, but it's definitely a huge difference like culture wise and
Oh yeah.
like manners go a long way and
Yeah, I was gonna say even when we have to travel and stuff and we have to go to New York and do press and interviews and photo shoots and stuff like that, we get a chance to go out.
mhm,
We'll go down, we'd be in Manhattan and hit the bars or Brooklyn or wherever we're at, um,
mhm,
where they have us staying, and we'll go out and have a good time, and just the culture up there is completely different. It's from everybody up north is I, they're just not, to me, they're just not as friendly as here in the South. um
they
you
really
know
aren't. Yeah.
excuse me. Yeah, it's different. Like one of the first times I went to New York, and me and Amy, and I think it was Candace, we were all out because we had got there, our flights had landed there, you know earlier than what everybody else's did, so we were going to grab some lunch and stuff and hit up a bar, and we just come in, and there was 3 open seats at the bar, and we just sat down. And I looked at the person next to me, and I was saying, "Hey, man, how you doing?" And he looked at me and just kind of looked me up and down, and I was like, "What?"
Right.
What? And he was like, "You're not from around here, are you?" And I was like, "Well, no, I'm from South Carolina." And they was like, "Well, I could tell." And I was like, "How'd you tell that?" He said, "Well, number one, your accent, and number two, you spoke to us. You don't speak to people up there. It's like,
Right.
everybody's in their phones and they're like this, just walking down the
Yeah.
street and stuff. So it's different. I mean, I love New York. I love going up there. I love it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
I love visiting. I've never been to Michigan though. Never been to Michigan.
Well, man, you're more than welcome to come, and we'll go grab some beers. I'd love to go out and
Definitely.
drink with you. But yeah, I'll be in New York in December. We're going to New York, so that'll be my first time in New York. So kind of curious to see how that will be. But yeah, it's just totally different, and like the food's so much better in the South.
It is. Yeah, our food here is so much better. I mean, come on.
Like right.
I don't care where you go. You can't beat good Southern food.
No, man, you order biscuits and gravy up here, and it's like the blandest thing you'll ever eat. Like it's like they don't know how to. Yeah, they don't do anything. And what's weird is when I moved up here, I got invited to a barbecue. So I was like, cool, man. From the South, I love barbecue. This would be cool. I get there and they're serving hot dogs and hamburgers. And I'm like looking around, like, where's the barbecue?
Yeah.
They're like, oh, it's just the dogs and burgers. And I'm like, this is a cookout.
Yeah, this is a cookout. That ain't no barbecue. Yeah.
No. I was like, I thought I was coming to a barbecue. Like, I want some barbecue sauce. Like, where's the chicken, the pork?
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, it's totally different. But yeah, dude, I gotta say though, South Carolina, they got some good food down there too.
Man, I love it, man. It's great. It's great. I love it here. So yeah, everything's fried.
Mm-hmm.
It's you go up north, you don't have any sweet tea. They don't have grits. They don't have,
Very
South
rarely.
Carolina. Yeah, South Carolina, we invented shrimp and grits.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we got the best shrimp and grits around. But man, it's nothing like Southern food, man.
No.
One of my favorite meals is we eat every year on New Year's Day. It's the old Southern saying that if you gotta have your collard greens and your black eyed peas, so you have plenty of money for the next year.
Right.
So we always do pork chops, collard greens, put a big old pig foot in there, season them up, or a ham hock, whatever you got. And it's great. Cornbread it's the best.
Yeah, dude, I definitely miss the food down south, and yeah, like you say, like up here, man, I came across like maybe 1 or 2 places that had grits, but shit was instant. You can.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
It's not the same. But when I was down in South Carolina, though, we went to the store and stuff, and I bought some barbecue sauce from Duke's. Duke's barbecue sauce. And my wife's like, "Why are you buying barbecue sauce?" I'm like, "We can't get this shit in Michigan."
Yeah.
Like, I want some Southern barbecue sauce.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it's totally different. But yeah, dude, the South's so much nice.
It's cold up there too, man. I can't deal with the cold. I can't,
I'm done with it. I'm trying to move down south, and I'm actually South Carolina is one of the places I'm trying to convince my wife to go, like Myrtle Beach area, because I just love it down there. Yeah,
it's great. All right, what you need to do, Murrel's Inlet's even better. Murrel's Inlet's down there. It's not as much as like touristy.
Okay.
Because Myrtle Beach can get kind of rough sometimes.
Yeah, it can. Like in South Myrtle Beach, I've noticed it's rougher. We usually stay in North now that I got like a family and stuff. But me and my buddies used to go to South Myrtle Beach and party up.
The city's not bad. Places like that, But Murrel's Inlet's good. Anywhere, as long as.
Yeah. But for me, being from Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg, I don't mind the tourists.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. But the only problem with the Myrtle Beach is, you got you have Bike Week.
We were actually there for Bike Week.
Yeah, so you have Bike Week, and then the very next week you have Black Bike Week. So you have the transition of everybody coming in, and they're coming in, and everybody else is leaving and stuff. So it's a lot. It's a lot to handle sometimes.
Yeah, were you
So,
guys were over where you live? Were you affected by that the gas shortage?
not as much. Now, where I live at now, or where I live, we had last March, right before COVID happened,
Mm-hmm.
we got hit with a EF3 tornado.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and it devastated a lot of the area. And there's still some of the area that's still kind of, rebuilding and stuff like that. And you can still drive down the road and there were trees that just, collapsed over, like just broke in half. So we had that happen. Then, COVID happened, and it was just like, what the fuck,
Right.
And then obviously the bar I work at, we had to shut down, just do to go food only. Then it was just like curbside, to go food only. You couldn't have anybody in the bar other than just employees. I mean, it was a mess. It was like, holy shit, how much can we pile on now?
Right.
So
Yeah, with COVID hitting and everything shutting down, just it was crazy. But yeah, when we were down in Myrtle Beach is when the gas shortage went, or whatever, when they were hacked or whatever. We were like our second or third day in, and like our gas light came on, and I could not find gas anywhere. Like I
oh my
started to
gosh.
panic. I'm like, they're talking like not being able to find it till the weekend, and I'm like,
Mm,
we may not be getting back to Michigan. Luckily, we're Costco members, and the
hmm
Costco there had gas for members.
Okay.
So we sat in this long ass line, and we were finally able to fill up. But dude, it was crazy.
That
Like
is crazy.
by the time we left, I think they said 67% of Myrtle Beach gas stations were out of gas because everyone
That's
panic
crazy.
bought. It was insane. It was crazy. But so I read somewhere that you're a basketball coach.
Yeah, I do. I coach. I've been coaching rec basketball probably since I was 16 years old.
Okay.
Just because when I was growing up, if it wasn't for rec sports and being around the rec department, I don't know where I would be.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I played rec sports. I played rec football, basketball, and baseball.
Mm-hmm.
Since I was t-ball to till I had to start playing school ball.
Right.
And then I still referee. I still umpire with
Okay.
the rec league and stuff like that. It's just a way to give back to my community.
Yeah.
And coaching and stuff. I love coaching. Uh, I've been with the kids that I've got now. I've been with them since they were 10 and under.
Okay.
So it's great. We went to the state tournament this year. Unfortunately, we didn't win, but I returned everybody off my team. I coach big boys now. Now they're 17 and under.
Okay.
So we hopefully I'm excited about the upcoming season and everything like that. So I can't wait for that. So
Yeah, that's really cool. I've always thought about like getting into coaching and stuff like that.
mm.
I actually coach my son's t-ball team now. I'm
Oh, nice.
one of the assistant coaches. It's my first time year coaching. It's his first year in t-ball, and I've always wanted to be a coach, and I've always wanted to be like a dad coach too. So
Yeah,
now that I'm able to do that, it's really fun, and
it
like
is. It's a
and like
lot
you
of
said,
fun.
it's cool to give back.
Yeah,
Just
it is.
give your knowledge of the sport, because
Mm-hmm.
from what you told me, we played all the same sports. I did football, baseball, basketball, track,
Mm-hmm.
and so I'm very very athletic, very into sports. So it's
Mm-hmm.
cool to be able to coach my son at the
Yeah.
same time and give back. Being a coach though, man, like I think we're only like a few years apart. You're what, 29?
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm 31, so we very close in age. I got to ask you, how do you think like the toughness compares to kids nowadays compared to when we were kids? Like,
Oh man, there's no comparison. There's
right.
no comparison at all. I know. I just did podcast with Coach Jason Brown, who
Okay.
was the Last Chance U coach that
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
in Independence, Kansas.
Okay.
And we were had the same. He brought the same thing up, and I told him, I was like, it's crazy because when I was playing football, I went and I got a visor to go in my helmet just because I was
Mhm.
tired of the coach spitting tobacco in my eye. when he
Right.
grab a hold of me or, grab my face mask and like, come on, damn it. You gotta, what the fuck, you gotta get your shit together,
Hmm.
so, it's one of those things. So then, but now it's like, you can't hardly, like when I, have to punish my team or penalize them for something or whatever, or I make them shoot free throws at the end of practice every day, I say, hey, we got to
Hmm.
be 70% or 75% or, whatever it is that we need to be. And, if we don't, then we run suicides. Well, they
Hmm.
don't like you to say suicides anymore,
What?
and it's
Really?
like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's
What do you call it then? Like,
uh, wind sprints, I guess. I call it suicides. I don't give a shit,
out there.
Yeah, I don't care.
That's what I grew up calling it. That's what I grew up
Hmm.
running. And yeah,
I
yeah.
know. I told him one time in practice. I said, "Listen, I said suicide. Bend down and touch the line. Don't make me commit homicide in here." And everybody was like, "Oh, oh God." I was like,
Right.
I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say what I want to say.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, you don't like it. But like I said, I've had a very successful coaching year. I've won state championships back-to-back years in 14 and under. I've won multiple county championships, multiple county runner-up, city tournaments, so I've got, a bunch. My coaching career has been very good, but
Mhm.
the thing about it with coaching is you've got to also understand each and every child out there.
Right. Yeah.
You got to understand that, can go over here to little Johnny and say, little Johnny, what the fuck are you doing? Get your shit together,
Hmm.
and that's going to motivate him to play better. But then I go over here and this kid, you can't cuss at him or whatever. You got to pull him to the side and be like, hey, we really need you. We gotta have you. Like, we're not gonna be able to win this game if it's not for you.
Right.
So you got to find that balance.
Right.
Now, that's how you treat the kids individually. Now,
Right.
as the
As a
team,
team.
as a
Right.
team, you treat everybody the same.
Hmm.
I don't give a shit.
Right.
You fuck up, we're gonna run. It is what it is.
Right.
But like when it comes to individually penalizing or punishing someone, you got to understand the right way to do it. Um,
Hmm.
so, and then you also with rec too, rec sports get a bad rap because, like I said, most of the time the rec kids that you coach are the kids that got cut from school ball or was told they weren't good enough, or
Hmm.
their grades aren't good enough, or they've got behavioral issues, or whatever. And then
Right.
rec parents that their mama wants to be involved all the time and sit up there at practice and critique you the whole time. I don't do that shit. I mean, you can critique me all you want to, but you're not going to change the way I do things. It's just not going to happen.
Right.
you know.
Yeah. No, I
So
I agree, man. It's like because like for me now, like I'm only coaching t-ball, so like I'm obviously not gonna like yell at these kids
yeah,
and shit like that. But like I see like up until like even in like middle school where like they don't do winning and losing, like everyone wins, and I'm like
no.
that's not teaching
Well,
because
no, I think that's bullshit, and I feel bad because I think it's our generation, the millennial generation, that, and it's not so much us. It's sometimes the upbringing that our parents gave us. Now, my parents were not that way.
right.
You got cut, you got cut.
Yeah,
Work harder. Or if
you
you
lose the game, you lose the
you
game.
lost the game. You
Yeah.
lost. We got eliminated from the tournament. Your season's done. It's over
Mhm.
with. There's next year. Work
Right.
harder. Now, and this other generation, to where now our people that are having kids, millennials that are having kids, is like, you know, they just teaching them that, oh, little Johnny, he's the best thing ever. Like, he can do this, and my son's quarterback. And nah, your son's club footed and he can't fucking throw the ball. So no, he can't play quarterback.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
So, but it's like you can't, but it's like the parents don't want to hear that shit. But it's like, I mean, my thing is like, parents have always told me, it's like, we don't care what you want to do in life. Just,
Hmm.
if you want to play the piano, then be the best damn piano player there is. If you want to
Right.
be the ballet dancer, will be the best damn ballet dancer there is. If you want to play football, then be the best football player you can. Go out
Hmm.
there, but give everything 110%. Give everything until you can't give it no more. So I mean, it was like I'll never forget when my dad looked at my sister one time and she was playing softball and she wasn't all that good. She wasn't, and he was just like, "Honey, you're just not good. You're not very good.
Right.
You should stick to soccer." But she was really good at soccer and ended up playing like club soccer and stuff like that. So,
Okay.
it worked out. And then when she got to high school, she got interested in golf a lot. Well, middle school, really, she got interested in golf and started playing. She quit playing soccer and just started playing golf and focused all on golf, and ended up having a couple of small offer scholarships or whatever like that. But it's like, as a parent, you didn't say, "Okay, I'm sorry," like.
Right.
But I guess it's easier said than done. Obviously, I don't have kids, so but I feel like that I would be just the same as my parents were.
Right.
If my kid wasn't all that good, I'd say, okay, son, you're just not all that good. Let's find something that you're good at. That's what I would do as a parent. I feel like I would try to say, let's maybe not play, baseball. Let's try, basketball, or let's try soccer. Or let's, try
Mhm.
something that
Yeah.
you can see. But
And at a young age, it's easier to find your niche and find
yeah,
what
exactly.
you're good at, and
And I
it's
think,
better
and I
to
think
do
they
it
should,
young.
and I agree. I think kids should play sports. I think they should grow up and playing sports.
Mhm.
Football, put them in everything.
Right.
Put them in everything because number one, it teaches them team building skills. Number two, it teaches life skills as well.
Right.
Because you know when you have uncomfortable kids, they become unworkable adults.
Right.
So
So yeah, I mean, yeah, and it's best to do it young. Well,
hmm
you can venture off, but yeah, I saw a video of I believe it was a freshman basketball team, and they lost the game, and the team went absolutely crazy, like flipped the bench over, like threw the Gatorade thing down because they never lost. They didn't know how to lose.
hmm
And I'm like,
hmm
that's a shitty time to learn how to lose, is like you're in high school.
It is. It's especially if you haven't lost a lot. Like
Right.
when I was growing up playing rec sports and stuff, we didn't lose a lot.
Mhm.
We didn't lose a lot playing rec, but as we got to high school, we weren't all that good.
Yeah.
We weren't. We make it to the playoffs every year, but we end up drawing somebody that was really good and get the shit kicked out of us.
Mhm.
So it is discouraging to have that, but that's part of life.
Right.
That's part of life. It's winning and losing.
Mhm.
So but the thing about it is you just got to get back on that horse after it's kicked you in the mouth and get back up and go.
Right. Yeah, I agree 100%. But yeah, it's crazy to see the change in just like the toughness of kids from when we were kids, and then how they're being taught now.
It is.
And
It really is
I'm trying
because
to teach my son,
yeah, I
like,
agree.
there's winning and losing. And I will teach my son that.
hmm
I'm like, not everyone's a winner, not
Yeah.
everyone's a loser. Like, there's a difference. And
Mhm.
I mean, do it as best as possible as I can, but
Right.
like, I don't want to
Yeah.
like sugarcoat it for him. It's just like you lost this game.
Exactly. And that's the thing. Like, yeah, I don't think you should sugarcoat anything.
Mm-mm.
And that goes back to when I was a kid. My parents never sugarcoated anything from me. They never hid anything from me. They
Right.
if I was old enough to ask, they told me. You know,
Right.
I'm, I grew up going to bars and stuff like that with them. And then when I was old enough to drive, I was their designated driver. That's what it was. But
Right.
but those life lessons that you learn at a bar, I know it sounds stupid and fucked up, but those life lessons that you learn at a bar, help you
Right.
and shape you in a way to where it's like, yeah, drinking is fun and it's all about having a good time. But once you get to that limit or that level, then you you can't get belligerent like that. So it taught me to see, like, okay, well, this is having fun, and this is where it changes from being fun to now I'm a drunken asshole and nobody wants to hang out with me.
Right.
So, or I've got a fucking Uber, or I've got a whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. It's totally different nowadays than when we were kids.
Yes.
Yeah. So like you said, you played sports growing up. Did you ever think about going to college and playing sports?
Um, I tore my ACL, my MCL, my sophomore year.
Okay.
Then I came back and then ended up tearing my ACL, my PCL in the same knee again.
Damn.
And the doctor kind of looked at me and was like, "You're pretty much done playing football." And I was like, "Yeah, I figured that."
Right.
But then I just stuck to track and focused on track. And I had a couple of small offers. I chose not to take them just because I wanted to just go to college and enjoy college.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but also I just wanted to go hurry up and get my degree because I wanted to, what I wanted to do was, coach and teach. That's what I
Okay.
wanted to get my degree in,
Oh, nice.
secondary education, specialized stream. And that's what I wanted to do. So,
Okay. Cool.
but then obviously, things happen in your life and they change. And
Right.
I think for me, for the good.
Right.
Um, I was at Greenville Tech and finishing up and had enough credits to have my associate's degree in liberal arts, and then was getting ready to transfer and transferring into Clemson, and then got this random phone call one day after this application I had submitted, and then went through the application process with that, and kind of just lined up that the time they wanted me to go out to LA to do an on-camera interview was just so happened to be my week of spring break,
Okay.
and everything was just falling into place. And I was like, well, shit, I might actually have a chance to do this, and and then it worked out. So
Okay.
now I put that because I could still coach and at the rec level and stuff like that, and I'm
Right.
happy and content with that. But now later on, after everything's said and done, I definitely want to go back, finish my degree. Now I don't know if a school district will hire me after what they've seen on TV,
Right.
but we'll get to that bridge when we have to.
They pull you in there and pull up clips from the show.
Yeah. So so we'll get there when we have to.
Right.
But who knows? Like I said, I'm just gonna ride this wave as long as I can. I'm so thankful for the opportunity I've been given. I truly am blessed with it, and I thank God every day for it. I
Right.
really do, because I've got to do things that I never thought. I got
Mhm.
to have doors open to me that I never thought doors would be open, from a small town kid growing up in Podunk, South Carolina.
Right.
Walking the red carpet at the VMAs, to going to the MTV Movie Awards, to traveling out of the country, to taking vacations. I just went to Turks and Caicos. I'm going to Hawaii later this week.
Oh wow.
Um, filming a reality TV show and going to New Orleans and then going to Cabo San Lucas, and just that whole experience and everything is fascinating to me, and I love it. I absolutely love it,
Yeah. Yeah. It
and
seems.
I think it
I'm sorry.
shows. I think it radiates.
Yeah. Yeah. You can definitely tell, and yeah, I would have loved to have been able to do something like that, and I probably should have tried when I was younger, but now I got the wife, a kid, and
Yeah, stuff.
31. It's a little tougher now to get out there and try to do that, but yeah, dude, it's really cool. So how did the opportunity come about?
Well, my sister, she loved this show called Party Down South, and
On CMT, right?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
okay.
So she loved the show called Party Down South, and I had watched a few. I definitely had watched the first season because it was filmed
Mhm.
in Murrells Inlet, in South Carolina. And then I watched a couple other seasons, and then just kind of when it came on TV, it just kind of kind of just lost track with it. But
Mhm.
really enjoyed the show, and then finally got back watching it again, and then my sister saw this ad where they were doing a casting for a new Party Down South, and she's like, "Oh my God, you need to do this. You would be perfect for this." And I was like, "Taylor, they don't want nobody from Podunk, South Carolina. They don't want that. They don't want nobody from Westminster, South Carolina on
Right.
TV."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Well, just try it out. Just what the fuck could it hurt?" I was like, "Yeah, you're right. What the fuck?"
Mhm.
So
Right.
filled out the application, didn't hear anything back. Like 3 months later, I got this random phone call, and it was like, "Hey, do you remember applying?" for this Party Down South show. And I was like, well, yeah, I just thought that I didn't make it because I just didn't hear anything. And they was like, no, we were just processing applications and we come across yours and we really like it. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, sure. They said, do you have time to do a phone interview? And I said, well, of course. So I did the phone interview. But then, you know, they loved me from the interview, and I did like next month, I did another phone interview. Then the next month they put me in a Skype interview, and they really loved my personality and everything from the Skype interview.
Mm-hmm.
Then they were like, all right, we want to fly you out to LA to do an on-camera interview. And I was like, well, holy shit, I've never flown before. You know,
Right.
I don't know what to expect. Like, you just want me to just jump on this plane. You're going to send me an airline ticket, tell me when to be here, and I'm just going to get on this plane, go to LA, and you guys are just going to pick me up. I'm going to do an on-camera interview. You're going to send me back? Like, what? I mean, you about to send me, am I about to be a sex slave? Or, I mean, what,
It sounds
all
sketchy.
these things all these things are running through my mind. It's like, what, what's, you know, is this real? Is this real? You know, what should I believe? What, you know, and I was like, well, and I'll never forget it. I was watching Steve Harvey, his talk show, and he was talking about how sometimes in life you just have to just jump.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, you know what? I'm just going to jump. So I just jumped. And then I was like, you know, I went to camera interview. They loved me. Then, you know, but I knew I had to set myself apart. I knew I had to set myself apart from every, you know, what is a kid from Westminster, South Carolina? What does he bring to the table that, you know, these other people from wherever,
Right.
you know, doesn't, you know, how do I set myself apart? And so I made up my mind. I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to start my interview out in this beachwear. I got these tear off shorts into a Speedo, and I'm just going to shake my ass a little bit. And, you know, so first question they asked me, I'll never forget it. They was like, Codi, are you ready to party? And I was like, motherfuckers, I am the party. I ripped those shorts off into that Speedo and you know, twerked my ass a little bit, and I was like, holy shit, you know. And then they were like, oh my God, this kid is crazy as fuck.
Right.
You know, so then I sat there and I was like, all right, now I'll get ready to do my interview. And I just sat there because it's just from like, you know, this part up.
Okay.
So I sat down in the interview chair in my Speedo with the collared shirt on to do my interview. And I'll never forget it. As I was leaving that day, or after the interview's done, you know, you had to go back, fill out some paperwork, you know, stuff like that. You had to do a psych evaluation to make sure you're not crazy.
Okay.
So did all that, and then, you know, they take all your cell phone, your laptop, your iPad, whatever you brought. They take all that while you're in the room, you know, because they don't want you to leak any information or anything like that.
Right.
And then I'll never forget it. As I was picking up my stuff, they were walking me down to take me back to the airport to fly out. They were like, "You're the Speedo guy, aren't you?" And everybody's like, "You're the Speedo guy," and I was like, "Yeah." And from that, and I think that clicked. In that moment, it clicked. I was like, "Okay, I've done enough to set myself apart."
Right.
So then, what happened is they had 40 people out there. I didn't know this until afterwards. You know, people in production told me. But they had 40 people out there. They had picked an original cast from that 40 people. And then they ended up having to recast 3 different times because network wasn't sold on the cast or whatever, but they kept 3 people. And I was one of the originals that they kept. And
oh, nice.
Yeah, so it made me feel good.
Right.
And then it was in May. I just finished up with my last spring semester and getting ready to go to Clemson that fall. And I got this phone call, and it was like, all right, you made it. We need you to pack your bags as if you're going to be in the house for a month and a half. And you're coming to Panama City Beach, Florida. And I was like, you're shitting me. So I packed my bags, told my mom and daddy I was doing it. They was like, well, what about school? And I was like, well, when are we filming? And they were like, well, you're going to be filming in the summertime. And I was like, well, okay, so
Right.
filming in the summertime. What about school? And they was like, well, you got to choose school or this. And I was like, ooh, okay. I know what I want to choose, but
Right.
now trying to tell my parents that is,
Right.
it's not
But
going to go over as
school will
well.
always be there though.
Yeah,
This is
school will
like a
always be
one in a
there.
lifetime
Yeah, it was. And
opportunity.
that's what I said. I said, this is my once in a lifetime opportunity. I'm going to capitalize and I'm going to jump. So I did. I jumped, capitalized on it. And it's worked out. Mom and daddy were not happy
Right.
to, do this, but it's paid off right now. Obviously, they've been on episodes now. The show's going really good. Just this past season that's been on with, the Montana and Lake Havasu stuff, like we beat the Kardashians. Our ratings beat the Kardashians, and that's
Really?
huge.
Wow.
Yeah, that's huge. So we've been the number one rated reality TV show before, as far as like
Mhm.
on Thursday nights,
That's crazy.
yeah, so it's going very well.
Right.
So
Now,
I'm very,
did you
very
guys
happy.
think it would ever get to that level? Like how
Actually, I
how
didn't
how big
know.
did you think it would be?
I I knew there was the potential to, because from the way they explained everything to us was, this is, the New Jersey Shore, but
Right.
it's a southern version.
That's how I
And
saw it. Yeah.
yeah, so I was like, okay, so there was like, so you have potential to, the ceiling is the limit. If ratings are very good, then you'll keep coming back. If you guys can, get along and make it work and do everything, then you'll be here a while.
Right.
So I knew that the potential was always there to
Mhm.
to potentially have everything, um, but I didn't know how fast it's gonna
Yeah.
go by.
Right.
Like it just seems like just yesterday I was getting out of that car, walking up to the house with my luggage, and they're thrown into this house with these strangers, you
Right.
know.
Because you had never
But
met any of them before, right?
no,
All right.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
Yeah. Yeah, that's crazy. Cause yeah, I remember when it first aired, I forgot what I was watching something and I saw a commercial for a new show, Floribama Shore. And I looked at my wife, I'm like, it's like a spinoff of Jersey Shore, just like in the
Mm-hmm.
South. And I was like, definitely gonna watch it. Like, cause I grew up, I not grew up, but I watched Jersey Shore when it came out.
I did
I
too.
was
I
like
did too. Like
19.
yeah,
Yeah.
I was a big Jersey Shore person. When it
Right.
came out, I was in high school. And it was fun. It was funny to watch. It was like, it was completely different.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but then, I had Party Down South to watch too. That was, great.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so now I sit back and look like, wow, if who would have ever thought that this was going to be me?
Right.
I know I
Yeah.
constantly have former teachers of mine that will come up to me when I see them out or whatever. And I try to always go back and visit them when I can.
Mm-hmm.
And just like, you know, would you ever have imagined, little
Right.
Codi in your little class? Now he's on TV, walking red carpets and shit. And,
Right.
it's crazy.
Right. Yeah, dude, it's crazy. And like, yeah, when I first watched it, like to be 100% honest, like I watched it and then like after like the first couple episodes, like what really sold me on the show was you and Kirk.
Yeah.
Like you two, like I mean, I like everyone in the on the show, don't get me wrong, but just
Mm-hmm.
like I mean, you're fucking hilarious on the show. And especially you and Kirk together and like you guys are like more like the laid back,
Yeah.
except for when Dirt comes out.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but but no, man, you two like really sold the show on me, and like I've watched every episode, and shit like that, and it's
I really appreciate that, man.
yeah,
That means a lot. That's awesome to hear.
right. But yeah,
Uh,
it's definitely got to be life changing,
it
like
is. It
like
really is. Yeah.
especially to the like the status it brought you to
Yeah,
in
but
such a short time.
it did. But I'm still the same. I'm still the same person that I am on
Hmm.
camera or off camera. Like I
Right,
still work my bartending job. I
right,
still swing drinks for a living.
Yeah.
Nothing's changed me. I'm no different than what you see on TV is what you get.
Yeah. You stayed
I'm not
humble.
going. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just I tell people all the time. I was like, I don't know how to be anybody but myself. I don't know how to
Mhm.
be anybody but me. So but it is crazy how to think that I just looked at my Instagram today and I was scrolling through something and I was like, holy shit, I've got 390,000 followers. This is
Right.
ridiculous.
Right.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I was like, that's almost 400,000 people that are intrigued by what I do every day.
Right. Yeah.
Um, so in this, that part is different.
Mhm.
That part is the hardest part to get used to. Is obviously the nasty comments that you're gonna get, the
Right.
bullshit that you receive, everything like that.
I mean,
But
it's
I try not to
inevitable.
look at that. I try not to look at that and read into it, because if you know me, you know who I am.
Right.
I don't gotta explain myself to anybody,
Yeah.
especially to somebody who judges me off of just an hour of what you see on TV every week. I
Right.
could fucking care less.
Right. And it's mostly just keyboard
Yeah,
warriors who
exactly,
wouldn't say it to
exactly,
your face, you know?
exactly.
Like
You
you
know,
just got to take it with a grain of salt.
I do, and
Yeah.
that's one thing, and I think that's one thing that helps me because I still do work. I'm the only one off the cast that still works, so
Oh,
I can kind of escape that. I don't
right.
constantly have my phone. I'm not constantly looking at it. I'm not reading into social media. I'm not doing that.
Right.
So and it's a lot harder for some people in the cast, just because it's like I said, they just when you constantly are getting belittled every day and
Mhm.
talked down to like you're a piece of shit. I mean, it's not fun. I've been
Right.
there, done that. But I don't read into that. I don't give a fuck. I let it just
Right.
roll off back, and it's easier said than done, but it's easier for me to do it.
Right.
It's a lot harder for Gus or Kirk to do it sometimes, and I get it. And they'll reach out to me, and I try to help them out as best I can, and we all stick together when it
Mhm.
comes to stuff when we're dealing with shit like that. It's like look, don't let these motherfuckers get to you. Don't let them do that.
Right.
Because now that once you give them the power to know that you're hurt by this or whatever,
Mhm.
then you've given them the power
Yeah.
over you, and you should never do that.
No, it's a
So,
just because they live such like a miserable life that they got to
yeah,
go to like social media and try to
yeah,
belittle someone who's on
yeah,
TV.
which
You know?
sucks, and I
Yeah.
hate that you know that happens, but it's like it is what it
Mhm.
is. You ain't
Right.
gonna change it.
Can't do much about it, so like
Mm-mm.
might as well just let it roll, you know?
Yeah.
But how like because the show's so popular now and like you
Mm-hmm.
guys are well known and recognized, how hard is it to like to go out in public?
Um, it's hard sometimes, depending on where you go. Now, obviously, I'll be out somewhere and um, I don't get bothered or I don't get recognized.
Mhm.
There are times but then I'll get home and I'll just like because I might have posted a picture being out somewhere or tagged where I was at. Um, and I might get home and I'll have a message on Instagram or Twitter or something like, "Oh my God, we thought that was you. We were just so scared to come up to you." And but my thing is like I'm not. I don't want you to be scared to come up to me because I'm just a regular person.
Right.
I just happen to be on TV.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only difference. I'm just a regular person.
Mhm.
Now it is fun. Like I love it when people come up and recognize me. I really do. Like when you
Mhm.
come up and recognize me, who I am, and especially like like do you want to take a picture? Of course, I'll take a picture with you. I don't mind. There's been
Right.
times where I've been sitting down eating at a restaurant, and they're like, "Oh my God, we're so sorry to bother you. Can we please take a picture with you?" You can. I'll stop what I'm doing, of course.
Mhm.
I don't mind that at all
Right.
because you know what, I signed up for this. I knew what there was, what it was going to be. Now, also saying that, I also signed up for the negativity. I
Mhm.
also signed out for the people that wants to berate you at the bar, that wants to, call you names or try to pick a fight with you. So, I get it. It goes both ways. It goes both
Right.
ways. But
Like how you said like people at a bar will try to pick fights with you.
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed like do people try to pick fights with you more off camera, like if you're just in your normal day life, or
No,
while you have the cameras rolling?
no. They only want to do it when the camera's rolling
Okay.
because they want their. Other than some people,
Right.
but for the most part, 90% of it, they want to do it when the camera's rolling because they want their little 15 seconds of fame.
Right.
Well, you want your 15 seconds of fame, it's gonna be 15 seconds of me whooping your ass. That's fine with me.
Right.
You chose it, not me.
Right.
you know, so, but very rarely does it happen. When I go out somewhere and
Mm-hmm.
somebody wants to pick a fight. Now it will happen, but most of the time, somebody there has recognized me and know who I am,
Mm-hmm.
and the bartenders or the bouncer or whatever, they'll end up bouncing them the fuck out or whatever. So
Okay.
normally it normally doesn't escalate to that.
Right.
But there has been times where it has, and I've had do what you got to do.
Right.
So, but
So
most of the time when I do what I got to do, or get in a fight, then people break it up. I don't get kicked out.
right.
They do.
Right. So it kind of benefits you, like
A little bit. And I hate fighting. I really do. I hate having to get into a fight. I really do. I try to avoid it as best I can. I walk away, walk away, walk away.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but once you back me into that corner, I don't have no choice now. Just know that you'll get me and hell's coming with me.
Right. So I don't know if you can really talk about it or not, but like,
Mhm.
how is Floribama scripted at all?
It is not scripted. It is not scripted at
No
all. I
script
will
whatsoever.
no script whatsoever.
Okay.
I will tell you 100%. I have never been made to feel a certain type of way about a situation. I've never had somebody in production say, "Well, we want you to say this," or "We will." I've never had that happen. Um, you know, so um, but yeah, it's not scripted at all. Like I'm so it amazes me that some people still think that it is, and it's like,
Right.
no, that's exactly what the fuck happened.
Right.
I
'Cause
know it
I know
sounds crazy, but I
some
know it sounds
reality TV
crazy, but
show is scripted, so I
yeah. Now, like,
wasn't sure if y'all were or not.
obviously, we're considered unscripted. Now, far as something like Real Housewives,
Yeah.
there's a little bit more scripted.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of another, like Chrisley Knows Best
Yeah. Yeah.
is
Yeah.
somewhat is more scripted. They kind of
Right.
with ours it's not, because like I said, we're on camera 24/7. Sun up to sundown. There's no breaks.
Oh,
There's
you guys
cameras all throughout.
that's another thing I was gonna ask you
Yeah.
is like are cameras rolling 24/7, or
Hmm.
do you get any off time?
No, the only privacy time I get is if I go to the bathroom by myself. That's
Okay.
if I go by myself.
Right. It's hard to
Yeah.
do with the house full of people.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, I kind of like the fact that it's not scripted. I
Yeah,
like
I
seeing
do too.
seeing the
I do too, because
real.
it lets me be me, and lets me be more authentic. You get to really see me.
Right.
Now there are times where we'll be sitting there in the those little cutaway scenes that you have.
Mm-hmm.
Those are called interviews. So
Okay.
we'll have the interviews to where we are answering questions about the day and what happened. Um, and I may say something that they don't like. Well, they don't have to air it. You know,
Right.
but they've never been like, no, you can't say that, or no,
Mm-hmm.
we're not saying that. We're gonna say this.
Okay.
Never,
Yeah.
ever.
All right. I gotta ask you because like I said, I've watched every episode. Me and my wife will put the show on just like some nights, and we'll drink and just watch the show, like reruns of them and stuff like that. And believe it was in season 2 when Courtney grabbed all your clothes and just like threw them over the balcony in the house, and like when you saw your white pants go flying by,
Hmm.
like I don't know why, but for me like your face, like you didn't realize what was going on, and then when you realized it was your white pants, like shit just like flipped on you, and you like freaked out about
Yeah.
your white
Well, because
pants.
they're white pants. I mean,
Right.
you don't want them to get dirty.
No, you get one little mark on them and they're
Yeah,
done.
they're burnt.
But
Yeah, they're burnt.
yeah, that's probably one of my favorite moments with you. It's just like you didn't care about any of the other clothes. It was just the white
Yeah,
pants,
yeah.
and I thought that was crazy. Like and shit like that, you would think would seem scripted,
Mm-mm.
but it's cool to know that like I mean, it's not cool that she threw your white pants like
No,
over,
no.
but like but yeah, that it was just crazy like that. And what's another favorite one? When you wanted Jeremiah to make you that pizza, and him and Gus put like the French vanilla
Yeah,
creamer
yeah.
and mayonnaise.
Mm-hmm.
How nasty
Oh,
was that?
that was
Because I
gross.
know you were pretty drunk, so I didn't
Yeah,
know.
that was by far there was probably one of the nastiest things I've ever eaten.
I couldn't
That
imagine.
that and then obviously having Nelsa baby bird food into my mouth
Oh yeah,
was
yeah,
pretty
yeah.
gross as
That was
well.
that's pretty nasty.
um, so
What's been your favorite moment on the show?
oh gosh, my favorite moment.
Or one of them. I know it's hard to. I mean, you guys got 4 seasons in, and
Yeah.
hard to pick one.
Um, gosh, if I had to go with one though, my favorite moment, I guess probably getting to go to Cabo San Lucas. That
Okay,
was a lot of fun to go out of the country and then, um, just because I'd never been out of the country before,
okay,
and to experience that. And Cabo's a lot of fun, and like, swinging through that canyon 300 feet in the air was absolutely the scariest thing I've ever done, and I would never do it again. Um, but those have just I would say just overall the funnest things is just the memories
right.
that I've made with everybody on the cast, and not only just that, but even the memories that we've made outside of
Mm-hmm.
the filming and stuff like that. Just the hanging out.
Right. Shit.
My favorite thing, because I mean these people will be lifelong friends of mine.
Right.
So
So y'all stay close outside of filming.
mhm. Yeah,
Okay.
we do. Like I said, you go to Hawaii Friday. I leave Friday to fly to Hawaii. Actually fly from Greenville to Detroit, then Detroit to
Oh.
LAX, and then LAX to
Yeah.
Hawaii. And Kirk and his girlfriend's going, and Gus is going, and I'm going. So it's going to be fun.
Oh
It's going
yeah.
to be fun.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool that like I mean the great opportunity to be on a TV show, but like I mean the opportunity to meet such like lifelong friends and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
grow the relationship
Yeah,
and stuff
it's
like
great, man. It's awesome.
yeah. Another question I had for you is what a lot of fights on the show, like
Mhm.
in house, out of the house. What's in your opinion? What was the craziest fight that's gone down?
Probably the Dollar Draft Beer people,
I
season
was gonna
one of Panama
say, yeah,
City. Just
yeah,
because, at the time I had no idea who these people are,
right,
and now I'm living with them in a house, and it's like all hell's about to break loose, and it's like, what the fuck,
right,
Do I trust them? Do I not trust them? Now after that, I could tell that I could trust them,
mm-hmm,
and it was like, but that's probably been the craziest, just because, and that's what's crazy about that is that happened. We had maybe been filming maybe like 2 weeks,
mm-hmm.
maybe. So it's still fresh, still new.
All right,
And that happened, and I was like, holy shit,
right.
uh,
That's crazy. Yeah, it's probably one of my favorite episodes though. The Dollar Draft
the
beer
Dollar Draft
people
beer people. Yeah,
and how you refer to them because you're like those people,
yeah, those people.
those people. That's funny. Yeah. So like, are you guys coming back for another season? Can you talk about that?
I hope to.
Hmm.
I hope so. I obviously everything is ratings driven and based, and um, you know, everything like that. So
Hmm.
I've heard there's rumors that we're coming back. So I don't know. I
It's
have no
hard to
idea.
believe you wouldn't
Yeah,
with the
I
ratings you guys have.
I feel like I don't see how they couldn't, but
Right. Yeah. Because me personally, I need more Floribama.
yeah.
Like,
Well, I love doing it, and I love watching it myself too.
I was gonna
I
ask you that too. Do you actually go back and watch them yourself?
oh, I do.
Like,
Like
I know
so,
y'all live because I follow you on Twitter too.
yeah.
So I know you guys like live tweet the episodes, but I didn't know if you like just watch the episode to live tweet and that's it, or do you actually spend time to
I
watch?
know for excuse me. I know for me, I when I'm live tweeting, I'm just I'm glancing up and looking, but I'm really just I have my hands at my phone like this, and I'm just trying to tweet and everything like that.
Right.
So I don't really get to watch it.
Yeah.
Now I record it, and the next day I'll go back and watch it, and
Okay.
actually get to watch it and sit down.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was curious about that because I know a bunch of you guys
And
live.
then once the season's over, like if I have a day off or whatever, then I'll go back and binge watch myself. I know it sounds stupid, but I do.
I feel like I
Just
would
as
do. I would feel like I would do it too.
well, I love going back and watching some of the older seasons too. Like I'll watch season one, and every year before I go film,
Hmm.
I have this ritual. I go back and I watch all the seasons
Okay.
just to see how much I've changed or grown up or stuff like that.
Right.
So.
Who's been your favorite guest in the house? Like I know some of y'all bring friends in.
Hmm.
If you don't mind
Um,
answering it.
no, 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 no. I don't mind at all. Let's see, my favorite guest in the house. Probably is when the parents come to visit. Anytime there's a
Okay.
parent that comes to visit, it's
Hmm.
always fun.
Right.
Especially like if it's all the parents together.
Right.
You know, that's always great.
Hmm.
Obviously, when my parents come to visit, it's always fun. Um, but as far as if it wasn't somebody like that, other than a guest, uh, I probably have to say Bethany that came to visit
Okay.
while we were in Montana. Candace's friend.
Right.
She was just a lot of fun.
I was gonna say
So
she
much
seems
fun.
like she's just like real down to earth, chill,
She
and
is. Yeah.
just be fun to hang around.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. She's very smart too.
Okay.
So I love picking her brain about certain things or
Right.
whatever. It's always interesting. And then Kirk's girlfriend,
Yeah.
Ren, when she came to visit, I love Ren. Which I mean,
Okay.
I hang out with Kirk and Ren all the time.
Right.
They only live like an hour and a half away from me in Atlanta.
Oh, that's not bad.
So
Yeah.
so I'll go down and visit. They'll come up here. Like normally they spend every Thanksgiving with my family too. So it's
Oh, nice.
yeah. So I know Ren a lot more than what some people know her.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean, with the relationship you and Kirk have, I mean, kind of makes sense that you know her a little more than like some of the other castmates,
Hmm.
stuff like that. Because
Yeah.
because you lived there, and then Kirk's in Atlanta.
Hmm.
Nils is in Atlanta too now, right?
She is. Yeah, she's in
Okay.
Atlanta. She just had her baby.
Right. I
So,
saw that on Twitter and Instagram and stuff
hmm,
like that. So that's cool. And Amy's in Alabama.
yeah, she's in Alabama.
Where's Gus at now? He moves
He's back.
around, right?
Yeah, he's back in Florida. He just built a house in Florida.
Okay.
So
And
he's
then
back in Florida.
yeah, Jeremiah's in Arizona.
Yeah.
And is Candace still in Memphis?
No, she's in LA.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's in LA.
Okay.
So,
That's cool. Yeah, so yeah, being able to see everyone outside of
mhm.
the show seems pretty cool. How was it going to Montana?
That was, that was interesting. was real interesting. It was cold, number one, and I don't really do the cold very well. I don't like it at all.
I don't either.
Um, yeah, I don't. And I've never seen that much snow in my
Right.
life. So that was a thing where it was like, holy shit, that was different. But other than that, I mean, it was very beautiful, very
Yeah.
beautiful. I just didn't like that aspect. I'd like to go back to visit when it's like summertime,
I
if
was gonna
even if
say,
they
yeah.
if they have a summertime. I don't know if they even have a summertime. um,
They might.
but
I'm sure
when
they
it's
do.
warmer,
Yeah.
yeah.
Cause see, like Michigan, we have more winter than we do summer,
Hmm.
and it's fucking terrible. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I hate it.
See,
It's what
we
I
met.
miss
We
about
I
the
feel like
South.
we Yeah, I feel like we have. I don't even feel like we have spring. I mean, the shit blossoms and blooms, but it's fucking 100 degrees, you know.
Hmm.
So it's. Um, I feel like we just kind of have summer, fall, and then winter. But
Yeah.
everything is South Carolina weather is so crazy. Like
Hmm.
it snowed here, like on a Monday. Then Tuesday it was like 60 degrees. Like
Yeah.
it's fucking it's weird.
Yeah.
I don't.
Michigan's kind of like that too, man. We had some nice days where like we were able to finally put some shorts on and go
Yeah,
outside, and then the next fucking day it snowed, and it's just
it's crazy.
it is crazy, and I hate it. I'm so done. I'm done with the cold. At least this much cold,
Yeah, yeah.
but
I don't know how you do it. I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
man, if it wasn't for family, it's
Yeah.
like my whole family's from Michigan, but I was born and
Oh, okay.
raised down in Pigeon Forge.
Hmm.
And then my all my family finally moved back, so I was like, I guess it's time for me to go back too, because I'm a big family guy. I love
Yeah,
being
of
with
course.
my family. So, but yeah, I'm about. It's to the point where I'm just about to like say bye to my family, just get the hell
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. I know. I've been looking at Nashville a lot to move.
Hmm.
Um, just because the opportunity there
Right.
or opportunities there for the show and everything like that. And
Hmm.
right before COVID happened, me and Candace we were supposed to do a commercial up there, and so a lot of production things are moving to Nashville and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
and Nashville's just a lot of fun.
Right.
So and I've
Yeah.
been in South Carolina all my life. So if I don't move now, I don't feel like that I'd ever move
Right. No,
because I
I
can
got
always come
I
back
get that.
home.
Right. Yeah. No,
And
Nashville's
and
fun.
yeah, Nashville's only 5 hours from me, so
Yeah.
it's not like it's
Yeah,
you
I'll
know.
actually be down in Nashville in October for a wedding.
Well, I hope to be living there permanently by then.
Oh,
So
really? Well,
yeah,
shit. If you're there by October, because I'll be there early October, and
hmm,
shit, I may reach back out to you and see if you want to
yeah, definitely,
go grab a beer. I think that'd be really cool.
yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah. So, do you got any future like plans, like you like outside of Floribama? Like, are you gonna use the platform you're on to like
Yeah,
show
I
off?
definitely want to use the platform that I have. I don't know where I am going to go with it.
Hmm.
Obviously, I'd love to get into hosting.
I think you'd be a fucking great host.
I'd love to have my own talk show. I'd love to
Right.
have my own talk show.
I want my own
Uh,
talk show. That's
yeah,
why I
I
kind
would
of
love.
started the podcasting. Shit.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, you're good, man. All right. You back?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. So yeah, going on about the hosting. Yeah, that's kind of why I started the podcasting and stuff like that. Because I've always wanted to be a host and like have my own talk show and shit like that.
Oh my
So
God, like my favorite is Ellen. I watch Ellen every day.
okay.
I love Ellen DeGeneres. You
How
know, when Steve Harvey had his talk show, I love watching Steve Harvey.
how do you feel
So,
about Ellen losing her show though?
I mean, it's
Rough.
sad,
Right.
it sucks, just because I would have, that was my ultimate dream is to be on the Ellen DeGeneres show just one time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I hate that, but
Yeah.
I
I'm
guess it is what it is.
right. I'm sure she'll bounce back, and I'm sure it'll work out. But yeah, it was yeah, she had a good show. I liked watching her show, and
Yeah.
it
Like I
was
said, I watch it every day. So,
yeah, it was sad to hear about that. For
mm,
me, if I ever became famous, like my ultimate goal is to be on Jimmy Fallon.
yeah,
Like that's the dream.
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Jimmy Fallon's another good, or I mean, I would love to do Saturday Night Live.
hmm
I would love to be a cast member on Saturday Night Live. I think that would be just fun as shit.
That would be. I honestly think you could like you could host one night.
Yeah, no, I don't want to host. I want to be a
Oh,
permanent.
you want to be a permanent.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I could see that too, to be honest
Well,
with
I mean, I'll host. I'll still host. But
you. Yeah,
I
don't get me
wouldn't definitely
wrong.
be a permanent. Yeah, I'd like to be a permanent member.
Have you thought about reaching out to him?
I don't know.
Do you
I
have an
haven't.
agent? Do you have like
I
an
do not.
agent or a manager?
Mm-mm,
No, you do
mm-mm.
everything through you.
Yeah,
Okay. Huh? Try reaching
but I
out.
mean,
Couldn't
you
hurt,
never know. I might try to
right?
reach out. Hell,
Yeah. Just be like, hey,
I mean, they made fun of us on Saturday Night Live that one time.
oh,
You
did
know,
they? I must have
yeah.
missed that one.
You need to go on YouTube and look it up.
I will
So,
then. I'll probably do
yeah.
it tonight. Yeah, that's crazy.
So,
Like, so who, with the like the status of you guys, like who's like who's your favorite person you've been able to meet throughout everything? Like you're becoming a star,
um,
stuff like
I
that. Stardom.
I got to meet Chadwick Boseman at
Oh wow, yeah.
the MTV Movie Awards, and he's originally from South
I was
Carolina.
gonna say he's from South Carolina too, right?
So getting to meet him and some of the like Michael B. Jordan, that cast of Black Panther and stuff, he's been probably my favorite person that I've ever met. I've done Wildin' Out. I've done
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
How Far is Tattoo Far. So I've met Snooki and I met the Jersey Shore cast and I met Siesta Key cast and but going to the VMAs and stuff like that, going
hmm
to the VMAs is probably by far like my favoriteest thing ever.
Okay.
Just I'm walking the same red carpet as, people like Lizzo and, Queen Latifah and Taylor
Right.
Swift and,
Yeah.
all these different people. And
Right. It's like
it's just
it's
amazing.
hard to wrap your head around.
It
Like,
is.
yeah.
It
I can
is.
imagine. That's crazy. But
So,
speaking of how far is tattoo far though, I did want to
mhm,
ask you about that. In
mhm.
you're in Kirk's tattoos. You still have the tattoo?
I do. I
You
still have
do?
it.
Does
Yep.
Kirk have his?
Yep. Yep.
No cover ups or nothing?
Nope. No cover ups. I still have mine.
So you didn't seem too upset with yours.
No,
You kind of just accepted it because you're like, it's not a lie.
it's not a lie. It's, I embrace it anyway. So,
Right? But
and I'm stuck with it forever. I mean, I'm stuck with it
right, what are you
forever.
gonna
So,
do? Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, me, I'm covered in tattoos. I
Yeah.
have tattoos all over. But how pissed off was Kirk with his?
Kirk was upset a little bit. I think his girlfriend Ren, she was more upset than he was.
Oh, really?
Um, but we love it now. We always joke around, and
Right.
there's it's funny sometimes. I'll just be sitting there and I'm like taking a shit, and I'm looking and I'm like, I have to throw up on my leg.
Right.
I'll send a picture to Kirk, and I was like, I still can't believe you put this shit on me.
Right.
you know.
I watched the episode and I saw yours and I like laughed. I was like, it's kind of a perfect tattoo for him. Like
Yeah.
he's the puke and rally king. And then when I saw Kirk's, I was like, damn. Like,
Yeah, I think I got the best of him.
oh, you for sure.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I think Nilsa and Amy went on too, but theirs was kind of
Yeah, they just
theirs
did
was weak.
basic. Yeah, they just did basic bitch tattoos. Yeah.
Yeah, like she gave her a mermaid and like I was like,
Yeah.
that's not insulting. That's not the point of
Yeah.
the show.
No, exactly.
But
Yeah,
yeah, man.
we were definitely there to bring it. So
Right. Yeah, and I think everyone appreciated that.
yeah, I
Yeah.
know Network did.
Right. So are you gonna try to like venture off into like acting more at all?
I mean,
Cross your mind?
it has. Um, you never know with I never know what's gonna happen. I mean, if it does, then yeah,
Mhm.
of course I'll jump at the opportunity.
Right.
We'll see.
Hmm.
I have no idea what's gonna happen or where life's gonna take me, but I'm just like I'm just like a tumbleweed. I'm going wherever the wind's gonna blow. And wherever it's gonna take me. And I'm gonna try to capitalize on all the opportunities that I've been given. So
Right. All right. Uh, I've thought about it too. Like you're probably one of the more stylish people on the show. Like
mhm.
got a good style about you. Have you ever thought about like a clothing brand or your own
Yeah,
brands?
I thought about that. And I love cologne. I'd love to have my own cologne.
That'd
I'd
be
love to have
cool.
my own liquor. Obviously
Yeah.
these are things way down in the future.
Right.
But yeah, I'd love to have my own brand. Uh, I think that would be great.
Right.
But mine would be something like kind of classy, well not classy, but more like classic. It would be like classic southern, something like that.
Okay.
Like something, like a short shorts, like a chubbies type thing, maybe a nice t-shirt or whatever. Very soft, nothing that's just like overpowering, with logos or god
Right. Just-
awful
Right.
designs or whatever that shit is that
Yeah.
some people have now. um but
Yeah, I could definitely see you having your own clothing brand. I could definitely see you having your own like liquor or beer
mhm,
and shit
yeah.
like that. So that'd be cool. I'd definitely be a supporter. Um, but yeah. So before we wrap this up, I have to ask. I've never done this before, but like I told you, my wife's a big fan too. Would you care if she came in and said, "Hey, once we
No,
wrap?"
of course not,
All
of
right,
course
yeah.
not.
She was like, "Can you ask him?" I was like, "Yeah, I'll ask him out," because I've never done. You're my 11th guest who I've had on, and I've never done it with any other celebrity. But like, I told her because I know how much of a fan she is. I was like, "I'll let me wrap the episode, and I'll."
Oh, of
All
course I
right,
will.
but yeah, Codi, thanks for coming on, man.
Yeah, man, of course, thanks
Like
for
I
having
said,
me.
man, I'm a huge fan, and like
I appreciate it.
when you finally reached back out to me, I was like, yes. I was like, I
Yeah,
get it.
I like I said, and sorry for the long,
Oh man, you guys get busy. I get it. Like,
well, and it's just trying to go through all the messages and everything, and it's just like,
right, yeah,
sometimes it gets overwhelming, and I have to just like take a break and stop.
yeah. Because I can
But
only imagine how many like DMs you guys get.
oh
You
my
know, like
God,
that.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I've reached out to other castmates too, but I've never heard back from them either. But like when you like, and it was funny because I was laying down to go to bed, and my phone went off, and I was like, "Fuck, who is this?" So I look at
Well,
it, and it was you, and I was like, "Oh shit!" I was like
if
texting
if
you
I
back.
can normally when I see it pop up, and if it's something that is like a podcast or interview or anything like that, I'm always willing to do it,
Mm,
always. And when yours popped up, I was actually sitting at the bar, and I think that's when I initially responded, was like, yeah, of
mm,
course. And then you kind of got back with me with the details a little bit later, and then we kind of worked it all out.
right.
um, but yeah, normally if I see it pop up and I
Hmm.
can take the chance to read it there, I always try to respond as soon as possible, especially when it comes to doing an interview or podcast or anything like that. I'm always willing to do that.
That's
So
awesome, man. Yeah, no, but I truly appreciate it. And like I said, I'm a huge fan. So when I was able to book you for the show, I was pretty excited.
well, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Yeah. So hopefully we get more seasons of Floribama. Um,
Hopefully,
I'm sure we will with
yeah.
your y'all's ratings and shit like that. It's hard to think that you guys wouldn't be renewed.
Yeah, I hope so.
All right. Tell my listeners where they can find you on social media.
You guys can find me on Instagram at Codi CODE_EYE10. On Twitter, it's just at Codi Butts. So that's where you can find me at. I do have TikTok. I'm still trying to figure it out. So I'm a little late to the party with that. But I'm gonna start trying to get some content out there for TikTok and stuff like that. So I'm working on it.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I think I checked to see if you had a TikTok because
yeah,
I have an account and then I have one for this show too where I do like little
yeah.
clips and stuff
I
like that.
haven't. I have not. Where's my app at right here? Yeah, I haven't even posted anything. But I do have. It's just at Codi. It's at COD_EYE, but I have not posted anything or anything like that. But I'm working on it. I'm trying to figure it out.
Right.
So
It
I'm
took me a
sure.
minute to figure it out
Yeah,
too. Like I have some videos I posted. They're not the best. I'm not that funny, but like I
yeah,
just do it for a little entertainment for myself, you know.
yeah. Of course.
But yeah, I'll
Well,
definitely
like I
jump
said,
on and
I'm
follow you.
sure. I'm sure I'll have some videos of me trying to do those little TikTok dances. I think that'll be funny as fuck too. So.
Right. I would love to see that. All right, Kodak. So we'll wrap it up here, man. Thanks for coming on. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, man. No problem, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely, man. All right.